22 or they choose as an adult to be involved. I would never let my kids near any religious people, especially the more conservative, because abuse is more rampant where there are patriarchal institutions and dogma. And that's not saying that every religious person behaves like this. But there's usually 3 kinds of people in church: abusers, enablers, and people who haven't a clue it's abuse. And I don't want to be any of those people. When women grow up in this environment, are never taught consent, autonomy, sovereignty. They're not taught that their feelings, their goals, their opinion is valid, and that people want to hear their opinion and aren't shamed for having an opinion. You're creating an environment where if women are harmed, and it doesn't even have to be physically, where they're dismissed, gaslit, spiritually controlled, they won't even know that that's what's going on because of the environment. And very few and far between are victims and survivors the ones that come out on top. Sometimes survivors have to announce crimes in church because church leadership won't address it. And it's terrible. Luckily, I don't know anybody personally that has been victimized by the church. But my parents were traumatized 3 different times for churches turning on them viciously and throwing them out of church and out of leadership roles. My parents taught toxic stereotypes, toxic racism, sexism, but they didn't know any better because they're so indoctrinated by these institutions and environments. They're just regurgitating, repeating what they've heard, thinking that it's the right way to do it. They're not being malicious. Now, if you try to show them why it's wrong, they might get malicious. At least my family probably would. But it's not a healthy environment. And it's not a great place for people to be. And I've never been so happy to be an atheist because I don't have to believe in a biblical role for a woman or that men are in charge. I'm not going to get married believing that my father is transferring ownership from himself to my husband. I'm not going to have a relationship where the man is in charge or gets the final say. Decisions will be mutual. There will be no marital duties or sex requirements. You can make your own rules. You can change the rules. Just get the other person's okay. And if they don't want to give okay, then leave the relationship. This kind of environment is toxic because even if they don't do it, they're teaching it. You're just lucky that you're in a place where people aren't implementing it. That's the difference.